It has taken us a while to get there, but today we wrap up the Warnings Era album with the final track of the set list. I don't know whether I'm ready, but we've got to be. Sit back, relax, it's time to react.
It's showtime.
What is going on, YouTube universe? This is Zirra, and welcome to Zirra Reacts, the channel where we break down, interpret, and do whatever we have to do for videos on the internet. Today, as the intro alluded to, we are turning our attention to the Warnings Era album with the final track, which is called Breathe, which I find incredibly poetic considering Choke was one of the first songs on the album, and now Breathe is at the end. I see what they did there. I think what I'm most excited about with this track is I know it is a song fronted by Pow, which in the last reaction video we did here on the channel, which we're going to jump into when it comes to the breakdown of this video, whenever Pow comes to the forefront, and this doesn't take away from Danny's vocal ability, but Pow's performances always draw from raw emotion. They really stir something up inside of you, and using that as a precursor, I know Breathe is going to do that to me, and I've got a feeling Breathe is going to do that to a lot of you at home as well. They always just deliver a performance, regardless of the track they're performing, that really just wants you to get up on your feet and really get involved. And I can't remember the last band that I listened to that really brought that out of me on a more consistent basis like these girls do. Everything they do is brilliant, and I am just preparing myself to finish this album off, because this album, as much as they've done things like, 21st Century Blood, and they've done, Queen of the Murder Scene, this is their first real step into mainstream media with this album, I feel anyway, and I really feel this has set them up for a very strong future, because you got to remember these girls are still incredibly young compared to everyone else that they're competing against in the music world. Only a matter of time before these girls really blow up, and I'm looking forward to that fact. But I've spoken too much already. Let's just sit back, relax, get comfortable. As much as it's bittersweet, to be finishing this album off, I am really keen to take this track on board. Let's do it. It's time to listen to the Warnings. Breathe.
The water's getting way too cold. I thought it learned to keep me warm, but it's reaching down my throat, and it's freezing all my bones still. Try to reach over the endless waves. Can't call for help, so I'll just call my name. But not even I can hear. I'll just disappear without a trace. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time.
Oh boy.
Try my very best to stay afloat, but there's something down there that just wants me close. And I beg myself to breathe, but there's nothing within reach now. Is it so wrong to want to be alright?
Oh boy. Just give me a moment to compose myself a little bit, please. As you can see, struck a chord with me on a whole other level. That was so incredibly haunting on such a beautifully emotional level. That was, oh man, just, I feel Pal is at her best when she's on the piano, and it's, oh, fuck, that was, oh, I'm seriously at a loss for words right now. That just hit me a lot harder than I anticipated it would. I think it's the perfect time now to just settle things down and kick off the breakdown, which, if you're unfamiliar with what I do here on my channel, the breakdown is a section of the video where we don't only interpret and give our opinions on and break down the video that we have just listened to, but I open the floor to you guys at home to have your comments from the previous reaction video featured here on the channel and open up discussion about some of the points you guys make as well, which I think as a community that we are building together is just another way for us to further our interactions with one another. And again, I thank you all for getting behind this section and leaving comments about how you think it's going really well. I just love that fact. I really do. But turning our attention to the previous reaction video we did, which was the Warnings 23, which, as I alluded to earlier, was a song sung by Pal, really stirred the emotions up inside of myself, and it seems that you guys were on board with feeling those feelings as well. Because when I'm getting comments from people like Craig Butterfield 592, who says, "No matter what track you pick to do a reaction on, these sisters never miss. First band in decades that have absolutely knocked me out. Maybe even the only one that ever has, and I know 1,000 bands. Love them." And then Crash 66 followed up with, "Same here, couldn't agree more. Saying they are special is an understatement." Professor G 9424 comes through with, "Pal can grab hold of your feelings and give them a good shaking," in which I said thrashes the absolute hell out of mine, because she does. Now, this comment here from Boo Radley really struck a chord with myself, and it's something that I personally feel as well when it comes to the Warning and their performances, and I think a lot of the Warning army would agree with me as well. But the comment comes through, probably my least favorite track on the album. The fact that although it is a very good song, only shows how they literally can't write a bad song. And I followed up by saying, when this is your least favorite track on the album and you still acknowledge how great a song it is, it's a testament to how truly gifted these girls are. And that is the case, I feel, with the Warning as a whole. They might give you a performance that is better than the other, but when it's better than brilliant, you know, they just keep transcending to a whole new level. And man, honestly, tell me the last band you listened to outside of these girls that just keep on hitting home run after home run after home run. And even if you don't feel one of their performances is their best performance, they're still knocking it out of the park. They are so fucking gifted. I cannot understate that fact enough. Now, a couple of comments that were more enrooted into giving interpretation and opinions on the track itself. The first one comes from Crash 66, and they said, "Hey Zirra, I always like your great interpretations of the Warning songs. Thank you very much. Most, if not all, of their songs are purposely vague enough for the listener to form their own view on the songs. I agree wholeheartedly with your interpretation of 23. I picture it as a boy and girl that have been best friends since early childhood and are inseparable. As they get to puberty, one develops feelings for the other that obviously are not reciprocated, and this grows through high school. They probably separate to go to college, university, and find themselves back home after 4 or 5 years, about 23 years old. The feelings are still there for the one, but the friendship is so valued that they dare not jeopardize it, just hoping that the other will see the subtle clues. Such a brilliant song, and Pal's vocals are so passionate and heartbreaking, and her drumming is so powerful." See, I'm glad the powerful caught on. Ale lays down an absolutely gorgeous bass groove to drive the song. Danny's guitar parts add embellishment to the scarring and heartbreaking feel in the song. With this album, they have really started to understand how a three-piece band should be. It's like a three-legged stool, each needs to be strong yet equal to the other two. In many songs on this album, it is really Ale that drives the song with Danny's vocals and guitar adding that special something, yet with nothing overdone. And of course, Pow's incredible powerful drumming and amazing harmonies are just the icing on the cake. Future legends. Spot on. I love the reference of a three-legged stool, and you are absolutely correct. And I have alluded to this point many times before. When you've got other bands that have like 5, 6, 7 people all doing something different, one can kind of drop off a little bit and you really don't notice it. But with the warning, if Ale was to drop off a little bit, you'd notice it. If Danny dropped off, you'd notice it. If Pow dropped off, you'd notice it. But they are so cohesive as a unit that they know each other's strengths, each other's weaknesses, and they only make each other stronger. And that's just a testament to how brilliant these girls are. And you're not wrong. These girls have such a huge future ahead of them, and I am so incredibly keen to see where they go from here. The final comment for last week's reaction video comes from Seth Eggert 91, and he said, while I do see and hear a bit of the toxic or forbidden relationship in 23, I also hear a little bit of a sense of regret. The lines, the bittersweet return of all these feelings, sudden glances leave their wake, I cannot breathe under the weight. Hell, the entirety of the second verse sounds a bit like the protagonist in the song's point of view, couldn't bring themselves to admit their feelings some time ago. Fast forward to 23, almost could be a future callback, that at this age, the protagonist in the song once again meets the person they couldn't admit their feelings for in the first place. However, now that person no longer reciprocates their feelings. The reason I say that is the song seemingly shifts in the verse 3 from 1 that was talking about the feelings to pleading with the person to return the feelings. At least that's how the song reads to me. I've actually had something similar happen to all of this. I bumped into a friend from high school, someone that I never admitted my feelings for back then, several years after we both graduated. Though she admitted she once had feelings for me, however, by the time we had reconnected, like how I view the protagonist in 23, I regretted not admitting the feelings years ago. First of all, I appreciate you sharing such an intimate and private part of your life with us, and the fact that you can draw from that personal kind of, situation that you've had in your life and link it to something that the girls have put forward. Again, just a testament to how they can just pull these emotions out of you and make you feel things, and the fact that you can link that to something that's happened in the real world, man, chef's kiss. Now, turning our attention to Breathe, I feel that there is one underlying thing here that travels throughout the entire song, and that's mental health, and that's depression and anxiety and PTSD and everything involved around being caught up in your own head and feeling suppressed. And every verse of this song delivers that feeling in spades, I feel anyway. When we look at the lyrics, the water's getting way too cold, I thought I'd learn. When we look at the lyrics, the water's getting way too cold, I thought it'd learn to keep me warm, but it's reaching down my throat and it's freezing all my bones. Just the feeling of, having that depressive wave just wash over you and thinking that with time, you'd get better, but it's getting worse and it's making you, it's choking you and it's making you feel so cold inside. Just those euphemisms really string a chord. I try to reach over the endless waves, can't call for help, so I'll just call my name, but not even I can hear. I'll just disappear without a trace, feeling so swamped and so, dragged within this hole that you feel you know, that you can't even hear yourself, that your own thoughts are now being drowned out. You know, that feeling of you'd rather just disappear than be saved. And Pal's performance just, you know, really strung back with her on the piano, and just, I feel that delivers more of the emotional deliverance when it's just her, the piano, you know, and when she just gets deeper into this song, her voice starts transcending more and more. Oh man, I love this song. I really do. Is it so wrong? Wrong to want to be all right? Perfect in pain, it's the same all the time, you know? Is it so wrong that you want to be better, but you just can't find a way to be? Such a powerful sentiment. It really is. You know, trying my best to stay afloat, but there's something down there that wants me close. You know, the feeling of wanting to stay above everything, but something still continuously keeps dragging you down. It is so hard for me, somebody who, you know, has battles with mental health on the daily, you know, depression, anxiety, PTSD, things that unfortunately I have to deal with. This hits me on a different level, and I think that's why it hit me as hard as it did, because I can relate so many instances in my life with what this song put forward. And that's the best type of song. The best type of song is when you can just connect with it on an emotional level and a personal, intimate level between you and the performer. Man, I really think Breathe goes down as one of my favorite tracks on the album. I said that about 23. That could have probably been a little bit of power bias, but honestly, to God, Breathe is one of my favorite tracks purely because of how hard it hit me and how personally I can link to it. I don't know about you guys, but that's where I open the floor. Let me know in the comments down below what your interpretations and opinions of this performance is, and next week, when we do another reaction, I will bring some of those comments up and we'll have a discussion about it. Now, moving forward as well, I'm wanting to do a couple of videos a week, but I'm not sure whether, you know, reacting to The Warning, for example, and then reacting to, you know, a different band. And that's where I open the floor to you guys at home. Let me know in the comment section down below what your interpretations, opinions, and feelings are of Breathe. And in the next reaction video we do, we can feature some of those comments again and have a discussion about it. Again, I really appreciate you guys always sharing your thoughts and opinions, whether it be about the song, whether it be about what we're doing here on the channel, whether it's just about the girls in general. Every comment I receive and every little bit of support you guys give, I appreciate it immensely. So thank you all so much. Touching on that though, I'm now looking at doing at least 2 reaction videos a week, and they're not always going to be back-to-back music reactions. There are different things I'm wanting to do moving forward. Reacting to things outside of music reactions and doing some try not to laugh challenges, as I alluded to in my previous reaction video. So if we do a music reaction video and then the following reaction is something completely different that presents itself as not having the opportunity to break it down or interpret, and it's just a pure, just my reaction, then obviously the breakdown will feature on the following video. And something I'm wanting to do is I'm always wanting to make sure that I've got something warning related to reacted to all the time. So it might be the fact that with the 2 videos a week, one of them might always be a warning reaction video and then something completely different. And trust me, the girls are always doing live performances, so there's always something new to listen to. And there's still some of their older stuff that I haven't reacted to yet as well. So really keen to further explore the catalogue, whether it be future performances or past performances. That also alludes to the fact that I need you guys to keep recommending things for me to listen to, whether it be warning related or otherwise. Some of you have been coming through with different bands to listen to. I've got them slated. I've got a whole list of things ready to go. I'm just so keen to see where this channel goes and where our journey takes us in 2023 and beyond. Thank you for joining me for this video. Hugely appreciate you taking the time to do so. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below. If you're new around here and you're enjoying what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, join the Kaiju crew, get on board, let's get it going. If you want to check out any previous reactions, there is a playlist linked in the description. You can also check it on the homepage. I've got a gaming channel as well. Feel free to go check that out if you want to explore some of the gaming stuff I do. But that's it from me, guys. I'm out of here, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.